It's August, high summer in the Faubourg Saint-Denis. I'm sitting with Francine and the chunk in the window of the Napoleon, where there's no air, but it's too smoky out on the terrace, and besides, there's no air there either. Through the open doorway comes a steady draft of baked trash, smoke and sweat, or is it my own sweat? The clamour of bikes and cars and shouting delivery men. Our window position is the perfect vantage point from which to view the bustling intersection of the rues du Château d'Eau, Faubourg Saint-Denis and Petites Écuries, the weight of the day's heat seeming to sag the bodies and buildings, the shuttered papeteries and bars and butchers and boulangers, the tired balconies and overflowing bins. Francine is telling me a story about how she moved to the countryside for 6 months when she was a teenager in the 60s. Hated it, she says. Never lived outside Paris again. As she describes her horror de la Provence, the chunk turns and reaches into my tank top, grabs my tit and tries to swipe it out and towards her mouth like a hot dog. Francine turns to look out the window as if giving me permission to feed, which I doubt, in public and a toddler. As I swipe the chunk's hand away and she clambers to the floor, Francine takes a deep breath and says, gazing with adoration at the honking, filthy street, "Et on n'est pas bien là?" Literal translation, and one is not well here? Well meaning happy, fine, joyful, healthy, fulfilled, exultant. Here meaning Paris, a city, the 10th arrondissement, this corner, in this age, this era, early 20-teens, today, this evening, now, Monday. Yes, Monday. Who would want to be anywhere else is what she really means. A statement, not a question. We sit looking out. People kiss, people ride, people smoke against a pole, people empty a van, Paris Nord Boisson, too busy or poor or preoccupied to escape the city and put their feet in a nice cool stream. I ask Francine if she's heard of Paris syndrome, the meltdown that happens to certain tourists who, on arriving in Paris, are so shocked by the reality they have a psychotic break and have to be airlifted home. I remember experiencing something similar the first time I walked down this street, but in a good way. Returning to Paris after my mother died, and knowing the city only from my time as an au pair in the pristine Parc Monceau area, my mind exploded at the door to the Lecoq Theatre School on the Rue du Faubourg Saint-Denis. But instead of being airlifted home, I wanted to stay inside that feeling forever. Francine hasn't heard of Paris syndrome. She is too blissed out by the scene before her soon-to-be neighbourhood. Hard to imagine a 60-something Marguerite Duras like her living here amongst the noise, the traffic, the throng. The cosy hidden place she's rented forever and the quiet, orderly building in the Marais is being sold. And in September she'll move to a soot-stained Haussmanien on the Boulevard de Strasbourg, next to the ever-pumping Château d'Eau metro station. She's fine with it, she says. She's ready for a change. And she likes this area. It's authentique. Her grandparents lived here, and when her grandchildren are back from the States, she'll be closer to them. Life changes, she says. Il faut faire avec. Best to roll with it. The chunk muddles beneath the table with a bunch of old sugar wrappers. Francine hands her a clean pack as the bartender arrives with a bowl of ice cubes to add to our wine and puts one in the chunk's spare hand to her delight. Music plays and Francine looks around the bar, readjusting her heavy glasses. She looks sweaty and alive, the armholes of her summer dress low enough not to expose her sweat, unlike my tank top, which I can feel is soaked in rings. She asks if I've seen the Godard film, Une femme est une femme, with Anna Karina and Jean-Paul Belmondo. The film is set here, she tells me, in this bar and up in the apartment on the top floor. He really filmed it up there, she says. This bar was called Le Napoleon, even back then. I like the film, she tells me. Anna Kay plays a stripper. She sings, she wants a baby. She'll lend it to me. She has it on DVD. I wonder for a moment why Francine thinks I'll like it. Because I'm a certain type of person? I have no clue how she sees me. Whatever her impression, the idea that she thinks she knows me sends a warm feeling through my body.